What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? We are here right as Act 2 of Heresy is starting right now. So we are going to cover our last god roll weapon from the Sundered Doctrine, which is Unworthy. How I feel every single day of my life. We are going to go with the god rolls for PvE, PvP for y'all, with Subjugation being our first one with the origin trait. So 2 weak targets, these shots are going to explode. 2 strong targets, those targets are going to become exhausted. So exhausted targets deal reduced damage to us. Very good for endgame content. Love the Subjugation origin trait. And then as well, 2 guardians, the flinch on this weapon is going to be reduced. So it is super nice, or I should say the flinch resistance is increased. We're going to flinch less, like I said, but very good for PvE, PvP, depending on how you want to play. Definitely one of the better scout rifles that we've got in the game, in my personal opinion, with this being a rapid fire frame. Now, when we move on to PvP, we're going to go with small bore in that first column, range and stability. I personally want stability on this as much as humanly possible, so that is what I am going with in our barrel, as well as that stability masterwork. Second column, I think appended mag is your go-to if you want a little bit extra stability or something like that. You could go with our ricochet rounds. It's going to give us plus 10 in stability, plus 5 in range, but I think that appended mag feels the best for me for the PvE realm, giving us that couple extra shots in the magazine. I really like 2 options here inside of the PvE realm. For this third column, we're going to go with Firefly or Rewind rounds. So Firefly, those precision hits, or hit defeats I should say, is going to give us increased reload, plus they are going to cause targets to explode, dealing solar damage to nearby targets. So definitely a pretty solid little explosion that we're getting. Very good for ad clear potential. And then we got ourselves that rewind. Like I said, when we are empty in the magazine after shooting, it will refill from the reserves based on the number of hits that we had on that target. So personally, if you're looking for some DPS side of things, I believe that this is probably your best option, but I do also like that Firefly a bunch. Fourth column, 3 different options for me again. We're going to go with the Rolling Storm, Precision Instrument, or Volt Shot. Rolling Storm is new with those final blows grant us bolt charges. Well amplified final blows grant us additional bolt charges, and bolt charges are disgusting right now. Definitely one of the best things that we got, or new arc verbs, whatever you want to call it, inside of episode Heresy. So Rolling Storm with something like that Firefly, absolutely disgusting in my personal opinion. More for the DPS side, we got that Precision Instrument, dealing sustained damage. With those precision damage, we're going to get a nice little damage increase, so stacking up to 25% if you got this with rewind rounds. Definitely the god roll for damage, I would say, is Precision Instrument with rewind. So very good options that we got. And then last but not least, we got ourselves a Volt Shot. So reloading this weapon after defeating a target charges us up so we can jolt the next target that we hit. Pretty solid as well if you're using this with like Dragonfly, Firefly, whatever it was that we got on this. I think it's Firefly, but Volt Shot is a good option as well. I personally, like I said though, would probably go with either that Firefly and Rolling Storm as a very good option for like the ad clear on this, and then I would go with rewind rounds with Precision Instrument for DPS. But very good weapon in general for the PvE realm. Would probably throw this thing at like a 4.7 for the PvE side of things. Also feels very crispy in the Crucible, especially since it is a rapid fire frame scout rifle, and overall in Destiny, most of these over the past couple years have just felt absolutely dookie. So I do really like this one. Now onto the PvP side of things. We're gonna go with small bore with stability as our masterwork, once again giving us that range and stability that we're looking for on this rapid fire, because as fast as it shoots, it does have a pretty good bounce. Inside of our magazine column, I really think your only option is ricochet rounds. It gives us 5-2 range, 10-2 stability, feels the best overall, like I said, giving us a good rounded balance at about 55 in range, 75 in stability. Feels the most crispy in my personal opinion. Third column, we got 2 options. We got ourselves a rapid hit and keep away. A rapid hit right here with those those precision shots rapidly, temporarily increases stability and reload. Having stability as high as possible with this, since it is a rapid fire frame, definitely feels really, really nice. And then keep away a goated perk in the Crucible, what I would choose if you are looking for the God roll, 5 out of 5. Keep away increases reload, range, and increases reload, range, and accuracy when no targets are close to you. And definitely with this thing, you shouldn't be too close to targets because it feels really, really bad anywhere closer than like mid to far range. So you're getting 10 to range, 30 in reload, as well as that decrease in accuracy cone growth by 5%. So basically it just makes the spread tighter. It's not going to have as much bloom, if you will. So keep away would be my number one choice for this third column. Third column also didn't really know where to go, but I would go 2 options on this bad boy. We got ourselves Frenzy. Being in combat for an extended time gives us damage handling reload. Very nice to have that 100 handling, 15% damage increase on this bad boy in the Crucible. Feels crispy, and we can switch on and off of it very fast to whatever we're using, shotgun, etc., as our secondary option for the Crucible. Our second option in the fourth column is that Zen Moment. Causing damage with this weapon reduces flinch and recoil, which I think personally, keep away with Zen Moment is probably the number one choice, at least for me. Gives us the most in that stability, flinch resistance, which this is definitely a little bit higher than normal, but with Subjugation proc, with Keep Away and Zen Moment, this thing barely feels like it moves up and down, especially for a rapid fire frame scout rifle, which they usually bounce pretty hard compared to some of our other ones. So definitely grab yourself the Keep Away Zen Moment option for the Crucible. Would give this thing maybe like a 4.1, maybe a 4.2 out of 5. Still definitely not as good as our pulse rifle that we got, that is just running supreme with that Redrix S-Talk. It is absolutely disgusting inside of the Crucible. Definitely is very overpowered. You can see that in Crucible and Trials, the numbers that it's putting out, but still, for a rapid fire frame right here, pretty solid, giving it like a 4.1, 4.2. Not many reach that in my personal rating system, especially, like I said, these things over the past couple years have been super dookie, just scout rifles in general. So really appreciate you guys as always for coming back to the channel. Means a lot to me, means a lot to the channel. Don't be afraid to like and subscribe if you haven't. Slap that bell as well so you guys get all the notifications for stuff in the channel, this build guides, these god roll guides, stuff like that, everything. We got some big things coming up here in the future, so be ready for that. But hopefully y'all are enjoying Act 2, and we'll put out some new things starting tomorrow with these guides, etc., because Act 2 will bring a couple little additional things, of course, new weapons, and a little bit of a sandbox change. So appreciate all you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.